Dragon Ball is the perfect manga. What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sager, and today we are back with another video, and it's going to be a manga review for Dragon Ball. Yes, I said it, Dragon Ball. You guys are probably thinking this is probably one of the most overhyped mangas of all time, and it's not. Because there's nothing wrong with Dragon Ball. It's completely fantastic. Now, if you say that about Dragon Ball Z, I can understand why you say that, but you also need to shut your mouth. So, this is the thing, right? We are going to be talking about Dragon Ball today, and obviously you guys know that this series is created by Akira Toriyama, the GOAT himself. The manga godfather, as I like to call him, because, come on, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, they fathered Shonen in. Come on, man. What better transformation have you seen in the Shonen Jump series besides Super Saiyan? Oh, I'm waiting for you to give me an answer. Exactly, and this series started in 1984. Before we were born. In fact, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z both ended before a lot of us was born as well. It's older than me. That's crazy. That's a crazy thought to even think about. So obviously, I gotta give my praises to this manga because honestly, like I said at the beginning, it's perfect to me. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm gonna tell you why I think it's such a great manga series for what it is. Now, I'm not gonna say it has the best of character writing or the deepest characterization or great motivations for why characters do certain things. No. This manga started off as a comedy manga with martial arts in it. No, I'm not gonna put it on the same level of something like Berserk or Goodnight Punpun or anything like that. It's Dragon Ball. It's Dragon Ball. You read it, you have fun with it, and you see some great moments from some of these characters. But before we actually get into the review, go ahead and do me a favor and like the video if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe button. That way you know whenever I come out with newer and doper content. And go ahead and follow me on all my other social media platforms. All my links will be in the description down below. So, let's talk about Dragon Ball, baby. And as usual, when it comes to these manga reviews, I will be putting the timestamp down below so that way you can skip to whatever part you want to hear, or if you like want to hear one part, then later on come back to the video, hear another part. All that will be timestamped when it comes to plot, characters, pros and cons, and my final conclusion or my final verdict for what I feel about the series. So let's go ahead and start off with the plot. Now, this story starts off with Goku, who is an orphan young boy who lives in the mountains on his own. His life is changed forever one day when a tech-savvy girl named Bulma bumps into him looking for a Dragon Ball that's in his possession. A Dragon Ball is one out of 7 mystical orbs that grants the summoner any wish that they desire. So, with Bulma needing muscle and Goku ready to see what the world has, these two set out on many adventures to search for the Dragon Balls. And honestly, that premise is so simple, but yet it creates for so many entertaining moments, so many entertaining arcs within the series. I see nothing wrong with it. Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball, and to me, Dragon Ball is a great adventure manga for what it is. Like, to me, it doesn't really falter in what it does because it does everything so nicely, so greatly. Like, it's impeccable how great this manga is. I'm sorry, I gotta praise it. And obviously, when it comes to a Shonen Jump title, it is going to have different arcs in it. So let me go ahead and talk about the arcs briefly, but I'm not gonna really do spoilers because what is out there to spoil about Dragon Ball? You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and talk about some of the arcs that are in Dragon Ball. First one up is the Emperor Pilaf saga, our first saga where we initially meet most of the recurring characters except for Krillin and Tien. These two characters are later introduced within other arcs of the series. Tien is more introduced in like the second half of Dragon Ball, but right after this arc, Krillin is actually introduced. Second, we have the Tournament saga where Goku meets Krillin and they both train under Master Roshi to enter the Tenkaichi Budokai, which is the world's strongest tournament, basically where 8 contestants fight and whoever wins is the strongest person on Earth. Third arc we have is the Red Ribbon Army arc, and in this arc, while Goku is off to find a Dragon Ball left by his grandpa, a sinister group also known as the Red Ribbon Army are also after the Dragon Balls. And this arc definitely was a shift compared to all the other previous arcs because this is the one arc we get where Goku is like the lead character and he's mostly on his own in this arc, and I really did enjoy that change of pace from all the other arcs. And then we have the last arc, which I consider the Demon King Piccolo / Piccolo Jr. saga. This is where the series takes a turn for the best. This series turns from a comedy-heavy manga with fighting featured to where the fighting takes over for the majority of the rest of the series. Goku has grown into a young adult along with his friends and now deemed the protector of the world. And honestly, this arc was such a great transition into something different for what Dragon Ball actually started out as, because a lot of it was hijinks and goofy things happening while Goku was like incredibly stronger than the average human, to where Goku has to actually protect Earth from a demon king that wants to take over it and no one else could stop it but him. So I really do love that aspect of Goku being this boy who didn't even know what a girl was, to eventually protecting Earth. It's just such a seamless progression of the character and of the story. I love it. But obviously now that we got the plot out of the way, we talked about the arcs, let's go ahead and talk about some of the characters. And the first character that we gotta talk about is Goku, a small 11-year-old boy who lives in the mountains by himself. He has a tail, has martial arts knowledge, and he's normally strong and pure. We follow this tale through the character of Goku and his numerous adventures to find the Dragon Balls. We all know who Goku is. We all know what he looks like. If you actually watch Dragon Ball, it's just funny to see where this goofball comes from. And I want to say that after actually rereading this story, Dragon Ball Super's iteration of Goku is more in line with the version of Goku that's actually from Dragon Ball. Literally all his character progression from Z, just imagine that all being erased and Goku going back into like the kitty-like state that he was in when it comes to actual Dragon Ball. So that's something I did notice. And there's a whole bunch of throwbacks in Dragon Ball Super to Dragon Ball. So I do like the fact that it does kind of pay homage to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Next character up we got is Bulma, a teenage genius who sets out for the Dragon Balls to find herself a boyfriend. She's the brains, but is missing the bronze until she one day meets Goku and enlists him on her adventure. Next character up is Oolong, a shape-shifting pig that's also a pervert. Between him and Master Roshi, this would be the character that I would be in this series, I'm not gonna lie. We also have Yamcha, villain turned ally. He is a desert bandit who knows how to use some martial arts. Krillin, a monk turned martial artist and Goku's best friend. Master Roshi, Goku and Krillin's mentor who was revered by everyone, but also known to be a huge pervert. Now Master Roshi, he's the GOAT. He's the OG nasty man. When I become an old man, I will be Master Roshi. I'm not gonna lie to you. And let's go ahead and talk about the antagonists, the villains of the story. First one up we got is the Pilaf gang, made up of 3 goofballs, Mai, Shu, and Pilaf, the leader. These 3 always get thwarted by our heroes, and you guys probably have seen them in Dragon Ball Super when they're kids, which I don't know how they became kids. That's such a weird thing from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super. I don't even know when they got the Dragon Balls to get that eternal youth or whatever. But either way, they're kids in Dragon Ball Super. They're the little 3 people who always get in the hijinks. But there are, like I said, some references from Dragon Ball Super to Dragon Ball, so I do like that. We also have Commander Red, general of the Red Ribbon Army, and his goal is to collect the Dragon Balls to make his ultimate wish. We also have Demon King Piccolo, the one villain to actually thwart Goku and give a serious threat to the world just off of power alone. And lastly, we have Piccolo Jr., a reincarnation / clone of Demon King Piccolo with one goal, to defeat Goku and take over the world. And honestly, this is the Piccolo that you guys always known or have always seen within Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. So Piccolo Jr. is Piccolo, but he's like a reincarnated version of Demon King Piccolo, who is also tied to Yami. It's a very confusing like line happening with that, but they do kind of explain it in the Dragon Ball Z anime, I remember that. And that's honestly about it for the characters. There are way more characters to actually be talked about, like Launch, who is a woman who is nice, pure, you know, is very dainty, until she sneezes and wants to be on savage mode. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's on savage time whenever she sneezes and she becomes the other version of her. Like, it's crazy. And this is one of the characters that I guess everybody says that Toriyama forgets in Dragon Ball Z, even though she really wouldn't serve a purpose in Dragon Ball Z. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, there are many more characters, also like Tien, who is also another martial artist from the opposing school of the actual Turtle School, which is the Crane School. And then we also have Chiaotzu, but do we really need to talk about them? Well, Tien is worth talking about. Chiaotzu, yeah. But that's about it for the characters. Let's go ahead and talk about my pros and my cons, and basically what I liked about the series and what I disliked. And I'm gonna let you guys know this right now. I am gonna be biased because I grew up on the series, but also when I read the series, I didn't have any problems. I found no bad things about Dragon Ball. So literally this is about to be me praising Dragon Ball the whole time. So I will be honest with you right now. So let's go ahead and get into the pros. The one thing I love about this series is that it's simple. Honestly, nowadays, we really don't see many stories where, you know, it's a good guy versus the bad guy. And the bad guy knows he's evil, and he acknowledges that he's evil. Well, in a lot of stories now, you know, the bad guy is supposed to be made relatable to us so we can understand the bad guy's motives. Well, in Dragon Ball Z, and especially in the times that Dragon Ball came out in, it was just good versus evil. Like, the villains would literally be like, ha ha ha, I want to take over the world because I'm evil. And I just love that. Like, I just love the fact that these characters could be evil just because they're evil. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't need a super in-depth story about how this character was broken or abused as a child and he was stripped of all of his powers at the beginning of his living life. Like, I don't need all that. I don't. Just let the character be evil. Let him have his evil schemes. Let him be the big bad. That's all I need. And I honestly enjoy Dragon Ball for its simplicity in that. Another pro I have is that all the arcs actually nicely flow into each other. Like I said earlier about its transition from it being a gag manga to being a more fighting heavy martial arts manga, I think that the transition was seamlessly well when it comes to actually progressing through that. And also the arcs each go into each other and have like this interconnected story. Obviously it's going to all revolve around the Dragon Ball, since the series is named Dragon Ball, but also it revolves around the character of Goku getting to learn the world and actually training to be a better martial artist, since Master Roshi did instill this thing to where you should never stop fighting. You should never just be settled to be the best here, because there's always going to be somebody stronger than you. So this sets Goku on a path of becoming stronger, but also being good, and whenever evil comes among him, he has to thwart it. You get what I'm saying? So I do really love that about Dragon Ball, how everything just seamlessly flows into each other. Another pro I have is that the cast of characters, man, they play off each other well. Each one is distinct within their own personality, within their own character traits. I love every single one of these characters. Some of these characters got on my nerves only when it'd be like the Pilaf gang. Those are like the only characters that get on my nerves, but that's just because I hate them. I hated them when I was a kid, and I hate them as a grown adult. You get what I'm saying? I hate on the well, no, I don't hate on the Pilaf gang, because I don't want to be like them. I just hate them. But they are enjoyable and they are funny when they are on screen. I will say that. They are enjoyable, but I just hate the Pilaf gang. They just, they get under my nerves. But that doesn't make them bad. They're supposed to be annoying. And, well, I just love it when Goku thwarts their plans and he doesn't even know that they're bad guys. That's the funniest part about it all. Fourth pro I have, and this is probably one of my favorite pros about the series, is that it's paneling and the artwork and the way that the action is depicted actually on the scene. Now with the paneling, Dragon Ball is not clunky. That's one thing I do like. Like, it's not like barraged with a whole bunch of words. It's not like Webster and Miriam are just throwing a whole bunch of words at you. No. It's pretty simple. The dialogue isn't too crazy to where it takes up a lot of the actual panel itself. And the panels actually flow seamlessly throughout each other, especially when it comes to the actual action being depicted. You can tell how Goku is kicking, where Goku transport, where Goku punches. You can tell all this stuff happening on the actual manga. And I think that this is the best manga that I've seen done that. Dragon Ball honestly has some of the best paneling in terms of action and depicting how a character is moving or how a character is fighting. I really did love it. There was no type of complication happening. And if you are a returning viewer of the channel, you guys know I hate sword fights in manga. Thank God there's not really any sword fights in this manga. There's like one, but besides that, you can literally tell what exactly is happening from panel to panel, and I love that. A lot of people really look over that fact, but I just think that makes the action way more enticing to actually read. Now we have another pro, and I know this one is going to be very subjective, but it's funny. Like, the comedy hits, man. Like, there was no dull moment where I was like, dang, that really didn't hit. Especially when you know the times that Dragon Ball came out in. The comedy hits for its age, and I think that it really aged well in terms of what happened. Especially the interactions that Goku has with a whole bunch of characters, especially the Pat one. If you guys know what I'm talking about, the pat, you get what I'm saying? He doesn't do it that hard. I hope he doesn't do it that hard. But yeah, when Goku does the pat, I think that this causes for a hilarious moment, especially since he doesn't know what a girl is, because he's only known guys since he only knows him and his actual grandpa. So meeting a girl and meeting other women in the world, it's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Another pro I have, and this is on the long list of pros, the adventure is fun, man. Like, I just love following Goku and seeing what new things he was gonna get into. I love seeing this world kind of evolve through Goku's eyes. Like, Goku learning new things about this world, traveling the world on Nimbus, sometimes by himself, sometimes with friends. And obviously he learns a lot of lessons throughout the way. He makes a lot of friends throughout the way. So I really did like this adventure of Goku just going from place to place, trying to find the Dragon Balls, like whether it be to revive somebody, to help find the Dragon Balls for someone else, or to get his 4-star Dragon Ball that his grandpa left him. Either way, Goku travels a lot, and if you kind of like a stagnant type of world, this might not be for you. But honestly, I just love the world that we actually got with Dragon Ball, since this does open up way more when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. The second to last pro I have, and I know I have a lot of pros, is that there are multiple arcs, and within these multiple arcs, and if you are a returning viewer of the channel, you guys know in my Shonen Jump series, especially the action ones, I love me a good training arc. And in this series, Goku trains a lot. I'm talking about with Master Roshi, with Karen, with Kami. I just loved all the training that we got with Goku. It's rare nowadays to really see great training arcs and actual great character growth and development that tests the character's willpower and things like that. I really love my training arcs, and Dragon Ball is one of the ones to do them really good. So thank you, Akira Toriyama, for making these great training arcs and for making all these great arcs that are all unique and different within each other, but they all flow seamlessly within the story of Goku and us actually growing with the character of Goku. I just really loved it, man. And the last pro that I have, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball Z, is Master Roshi's lesson that he teaches to Goku. Now, we all know that Master Roshi is Goku's teacher, or his sensei, essentially, but Master Roshi essentially joins the first world tournament when his disciples Krillin and Goku join, and he initially joins them to beat them. Now you're probably thinking that's kind of cruel and kind of mean, but in the context of why he does this, he literally beats them so that way they won't win, and they won't just be satisfied with just hitting that one winning moment and just settling with that for the rest of their life. No. Master Roshi literally wants to teach them that there's always going to be somebody stronger than you, so you should always want to better yourself and get stronger, because you never know how strong the next opponent is going to be, and you never know someone's going to become stronger than you, and you always want to have a new challenge coming up in life. And I think that that's a great message that Master Roshi gives. Now, I know we all look at Master Roshi as a goofball pervert that we obviously all know him to be, but when it comes to actually him caring for his students, I really did enjoy that. I really did enjoy that aspect of basically him letting one of his students live with him. And he gave the option for another student to live with him, Goku. But Goku decides he wants to actually travel the world and see what it all has once Bulma opens his eyes up to the bigger world that he lives in. So for Goku to always want to train, to always want to be the best fighter, to always want to be better than the next opponent that he has to go to, and eventually becoming the protector of the Earth, I gotta say that that creates for a great moment and just creates for a great dynamic when it comes to Goku and his opponents, and just Goku's motto throughout all of life. And I don't know, man. Even though it's super simple, I really did like that. Because we already know a lot of times when it comes to these shonen series, the master kind of gets, surpassed by the pupil. But in this series, Master Roshi establishes that Goku is going to pass him one day, but he wants to knock him down as much as he can before that happens. That way it can instill in Goku, you need to strive for more. Strive to be stronger. Strive to always make yourself great, because you're not always going to be the strongest there is. And obviously, we definitely know that from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. Now it's time to get to the final verdict. And overall, Dragon Ball is a fun time, and I couldn't imagine not starting my anime journey without this series. A lot of series now are inspired by it, and some don't have the success that Dragon Ball necessarily has, or the longevity that Dragon Ball has. So for that, the characters, the plot, I'm going to have to give Dragon Ball a 10 out of 10. Alright guys, so I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel and you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the post notification bell and like the video, and comment down below if you have a favorite Dragon Ball moment. Mine is probably Goku learning what a girl is. Like that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But comment down below what your favorite moment is from Dragon Ball, what you think about Dragon Ball, if Dragon Ball is overhyped or not, or if I'm really not justified in my score. I really don't care what you think about my score, honestly. I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm always going to give it a 10 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it when I was a kid. I thoroughly enjoyed it when I was a high schooler. I thoroughly enjoy it as a goddamn adult that's almost 30 at this point. So let me know what you think about Dragon Ball in total. We are going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z later on the channel, so look out for that video. But before we head out, you already know I got to give a huge shout out to my Patreon pledgers for going ahead and financially supporting the channel, guys. I highly appreciate what you guys are doing for me, financially donating on Patreon. And I got to give a huge shout out to the YouTube members as well. Thank you guys for supporting your boy on the YouTube platform. And as usual, I got to give a huge shout out to Broke Boy Gang, the people who are supporting me, like the videos, watching the ads all the way through. Make sure they got the notification bell on, so that way whenever I upload a new video, they hit it. I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Peace.